Hello, I'm the Media Wiz, because one art form wasn't enough, and welcome back to another episode of the Summer of SpongeBob. Today we're going to be looking at SpongeBob home video releases. Since SpongeBob came out in the early 2000s with the boom of various merchandising tie-ins and Nickelodeon cross-promotions, the show's first home release was on both DVD and VHS. Yeah, SpongeBob hopped on the VHS thing before it went out of fashion. Nickelodeon actually made a couple of these VHS variants for DVD releases. Since VHS can hold the exact same amount of space as a DVD, this often meant that the same episodes were split onto other tapes and sold under new titles. The first of these being Nautical Nonsense, with the VHS copy holding 5 episodes to the DVD's 10. The other 5 episodes ended up on a separate tape called Sponge Buddies, which is why the DVD copy is called Nautical Nonsense and Sponge Buddies. And then, for some reason, they ended up putting all 10 episodes on that DVD over onto its own VHS called Undersea Antics Volume 1. Out of all the VHS tapes this show had, I only had 4 or 5 of them, and I wasn't even able to find any of them for this video, aside from Fear of a Krabby Patty. And for VHSs that were released years ago, I still like it. I feel nostalgic for them in a way. Seeing the commercials for stuff that Nick was releasing back then. Ah yeah, commercials for things like Rugrats Go Wild, Wild Thornberrys the movie, and Fairly Odd Parents. It shows an early era before we eventually scrapped VHS off the market as a whole. The last of these VHSs came out in 2006 with Lost in Time, meaning that Nick made SpongeBob VHSs for about 5 or so years. I move on to the DVDs, and let me tell you, there is a lot of these. Most of the DVDs I have hold the older episodes from the first 3 seasons, and I also decided to get the first 3 seasons on box set. The first season being the original release of Season 1, and the other 2 being recent re-releases from 2012. You can tell just from the packaging alone that time has changed with these things. The first season has these 3 separate DVD boxes, all held together in one big box. Do you think that's enough boxes?
Don't you talk about my boxes! I like boxes!
I kid. Other than that, the discs themselves have the episodes in the correct order, minus Help Wanted, and the reason for that is because they had a little copyright dispute with the Tiny Tim song that was used in that episode. But it's okay because it was included as a bonus feature on the Season 3 re-release. All the episodes are in good quality, and there's even DVD commentary on the episodes Plankton and Karate Choppers from most of the main voice cast. And speaking of, the bonus features also include a How to Draw Goo Lagoon. Kind of would have thought it would show off how to draw certain characters, like the Ed, Edd n Eddy DVDs. Oh, actually, never mind. The Season 2 re-release has a feature for that. A gag infomercial showing off the values of the Bikini Bottom, and a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff including the history of the show, showing off stuff from the crew giving their experiences on working on Season 1, and even more stuff with the voice actors. Overall, this is a good, solid release for Season 1. Good episodes, good quality transfer, and really good bonus content. And the same can be said about the Season 2 and Season 3 re-releases. They fixed the boxes fiasco, so now that it's 3 discs compacted into one box. Classic episodes with no noticeable transferring issues that I was able to find. Though there are some minor things to point out. For instance, on the second season DVD, the episodes Squid on Strike and SpongeBob, Sandy, and the Worm are actually in reversed order of how they were originally aired. And they also cut out a bit of Patchy in the Christmas episode since it related to TV and they thought it would be weird for a DVD release. Other than that, solid DVDs. There's more commentaries this time around, but they're done by staff members like writers and storyboard artists. And the other bonus features include How to Draw SpongeBob and Friends and trivia games. Pretty standard bonus content. With most of the early season DVDs, a lot of them are of the same quality as these 3 season box sets. Most of these DVDs have commentaries from Stephen Hillenburg and Tom Kenny, which are enjoyable, behind-the-scenes content like animatics, voice recordings, and interviews, which are pretty cool. They even throw in music videos like Underwater Sun on Tales from the Deep and the Violent Femmes cover of the theme song on Nautical Nonsense and Sponge Buddies.
And exit.
Another good thing about these DVDs is the menu functionality. The layout of the menus are well done, and I never had any issue navigating them. Usually with the menus relating to the reoccurring theme of the DVD, like the beach episodes on SpongeGuard on Duty, or the Krusty Krab / boating episodes in Sponge for Hire. I think my personal favorite out of all of these, even though it has nothing to do with any kind of general theme, is the Plankton menu on Tide and Seek. Again, maybe it's just because Plankton's one of my favorite characters, but I really love the way this menu looks. Most of these bonus features slowly start dissipating with the post-Season 3 episodes, but at least they have some episodes that aren't that bad. There's a few decent ones on them. Now, in terms of transfer quality, all the episodes have been pretty good, but there's always this one glitch that stuck out to me. It's on the Nautical Nonsense and Sponge Buddies disc, and it appears on the episode Something Smells. It's in this episode, and it comes at the weirdest place. You're gonna see it in a second. Okay, here it is. Watch this. Watch this.
I just don't get it.
I don't either.
I just don't get it.
You see that, right?
I don't either.
I'm assuming it's because like this was their first DVD. They probably like had a glitch or something like that, and they didn't notice. I don't get it. It's just it's like you said. I just don't get it. Oh man. Talk about cursed DVDs. Move over, Squidward Suicide. Now, just like that Friday DVD we looked at during Eternal Summer, SpongeBob's home media releases also include crossover DVDs that Nick released, usually including some kind of reoccurring theme like Christmas, Halloween, etc. Sometimes they didn't even have a reoccurring theme and they were just put at complete random with these Nick Pick series of DVDs. Or, you know what? Why just stop at DVDs? How about you make little mini game cartridges for when you're on the road? Say hello to Game Boy Advance Video Collection, where you could watch these episodes of these shows, SpongeBob included, on your Game Boy. And it wasn't just Nick. Cartoon Network, Disney, Sonic, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and several different animes did this too. And to think, before we were watching this stuff on our portable TVs we have in our cars or on our phones, we were watching them on portable consoles like the Game Boy. To round off this review, since I didn't look at every DVD the show has produced, let's end with a quote from this DVD commercial before even more DVDs were released.
It's here, it's yellow, and it's expanding.
Obvious innuendo aside, yes, it was a very expanding thing. I mean, they made so many SpongeBob DVDs, they were like collectible Pokemon cards.
It's just like having a big old stack of playing cards.
The complete SpongeBob SquarePants collection, available now on DVD.
Next time on Summer of SpongeBob, we're talking about the two SpongeBob movies, the first theatrical film and its sequel, Sponge Out of Water. Until then, I'm the Media Wiz, because One Art Form wasn't enough.